Here's a quick video to kind of document that loading problem I was talking about. Okay, so you see how there is somehow there's a collision mesh here. Okay, see, there's no object, there's no visible object that you can see, but there's a collision mesh. Now, I believe this collision mesh belongs to another object. Again, this only happens in settlements, so there's obviously a problem in the settlement code. Now, I don't know where it is, but this collision belongs to an object here that doesn't have collision. So here's what I'm going to do. Normally when I save this, so we're going to save it right here, and then we're going to reload. Normally this will fix the issue. What I did was I fast traveled from one settlement to another. I fast traveled from Sunshine, I think it was Starlight Drive-In. It was Starlight Drive-In to Red Rocket. Okay, now notice there's no problem. So it isn't, I don't believe that it's always that the objects aren't loading, because in a settlement all visual objects are accounted for. Right? So you can literally see a wall. Even though you can walk through it, the collision is disassociated with the object's XYZ. That is the problem, because again, I had to make sure that wasn't another collision problem. But like you can see now, I can walk through no problem. So that is, I think that is the problem. It's not that the collision isn't loading, because when you look at a settlement, when you look at it, when you load that cell, it will actually show every single object that it shows every single object that is associated with that workshop. There are no missing objects, so there are no objects that are not being loaded. However, the collision and the physics, I'm going to say the collision, the XYZ position of the collision mesh, or however the game is calculating collision, is not the same as the actual XYZ of the visual mesh, or the image. So that's the problem that I'm seeing, and that would explain why when the cell loads, if I run into a cell, like I run into a settlement, or I fast travel to a settlement, that's why I fall through the floor. That's why there seems to be no, like that. There we go. See that right there? So obviously you can see the board, but there is no collision. So the collision is being, the XYZ for the collision is somewhere else. I don't know why. Unless there's a way to literally see where the collision mesh is, like XYZ, to see if it's very, very far off from the actual object. But the object is loading. You can see that. There's no collision. And like I showed back in Red Rocket, the collision is, the XYZ for the collision is somewhere else in the settlement, and then when you're running, you'll actually hit it. You'll say, okay, there's an invisible object here. There is no object. It is the collision that somehow is not being properly linked to the visual object that you see. Okay, so just wanted to document that real quick, and that way you can see how reloading it somehow connected that object, the collision for whatever object that was. I don't know if I could actually, I don't know if I could display the mesh, if I could go into a wireframe mesh and actually see. I'll try it next time to see if I can see the meshes. Is it WF? Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Show wireframe or something. I'll take a look at it and see if there's anything. See if that would even help to isolate. It's random. This thing is totally random, so it's not the same objects. It seems to be walls. The only thing I've ever seen it happen on is walls and foundations. So any type of wall or foundation, it seems to be isolated to those two objects. All right, so just wanted to document that real quick, and I got to finish. I'm going to finish saving these settlements, and then I've got some coding to do. So yeah, hope that helps with something, and at least it documents the issue.